Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel, CD Review. Today is just me, Paul, and today I'm at the Tank Museum and I'm here for their big festival event, Tankfest. So let's go check it out. So me and Molly have been here to the Tank Museum a few times, actually pleasantly surprised by the museum itself. It's actually a lot better than I originally expected. But today is their special event. They hold this once a year and it's Tankfest. So they go full on, all out, have a big festival with lots and lots of tanks and displays. So I'm going to take you around and we'll go check out what we can. I've had a walk around and had a good look at all the exhibits and stores here. There's plenty of food stores, plenty of shopping stalls, and of course there's also loads and loads of exhibits where they've got full-on dugouts and trenches from the First World War, as well as all the military recreation teams all dressed up in their military gear from the Second World War, First World War, in between, and then of course all the tanks themselves. It's really fascinating to go have a look around. But of course the big thing that is here today and this whole weekend is the tank shows, tank displays, where they're taking you through from the first tank in the First World War all the way through to where tanks are now. But yeah, they're all displays of all actual tanks, recreations and all that sort of thing. So let's go check some out. We've come to a break in the shows at the minute, so lunch break. So it's time to come back out, have a little explore around, maybe actually get some lunch myself. And yeah, once again, check out some of the exhibits and bits they have set up in the festival area. The museum is open today, so I will probably go in there a bit later on and check all that out and take you guys with me as best I can, as always. So I've just been walking around looking at all the different stalls and you can get everything here, tank and military related. Everything from actual pieces worn by either the British, American or even German armies in the Second World War. I saw some actual medals and actual pin badges and what have you from all the different militaries during the Second World War. And yeah, all available to buy. You can even buy decommissioned ammo, real authentic ammo from the Second World War, or you can buy models of all the different tanks, even some aircraft models, yeah, or t-shirts, whatever. Yeah, really real broad collection of everything military and tank related. So if you're really into that, definitely worth checking out. So I'm now over in the live action encampment. So here they have all the recreations, different sceneries from First and Second World War. So yeah, there's over there's a collection of airborne and the US military troops. There's over here they've actually dug out an actual trench to recreate scenes from the First World War, and it's all with actors, all with people sort of dressed up and acting out what it was like, and they're all free to talk to you as well. So if you want to ask some questions, find out more information, more details about what trench life or the military was like, they're all here to talk to you. It's quite cool. It's nice to see sort of that level of detail but involved in it. But yeah, let's see what else we can do. So Tankfest is a 3-day event. The Tank Museum hold this event once every year, and you can buy tickets for each individual day, or you can buy a whole weekend ticket, and there are options for upgrades. There is an option to upgrade to the grandstand, and there is also a photographer area. All of these tickets sold out very fast, especially the grandstand and photography area ones, and the Saturday and Sunday tickets sold out almost as quickly. Friday, because obviously people work on a Friday, took a little bit longer to sell out, but have now also completely sold out. So this year, complete sellout, which is really good for the museum, because all the money raised from that, and even from the bar they have here, all goes back to the museum in order for them to restore more tanks and keep them operational in order to be able to do things like this. So I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, anyway, as always, I'm going to go have another explore, see what else there is to get up to, and eventually work my way back to the museum. So there's probably about another hour left of displays, but I'm going to take advantage of all the crowds being outside, and I'm going to go check out the museum, and as always, I'll take along as best we can. Now inside the Tank Museum itself, it's split up into a couple of different sections. You can kind of go them into any order, but there is definitely a recommended order, so I'm going to go through in the recommended order. Number one here is The tank story, this will take you through, there's loads of actual tanks in here, but it'll take you through from everything from the very first tank all the way to where tanks are now. So this first part of the museum is really good because it does give you the full sort of history of tanks from, like I said, from the start to where they are now, as well as letting you actually see quite a few of the tanks. You can quite easily just walk through and just have a look, but there is so many information boards and points of interest that you can sort of really learn the information if that's what you're into, is you're interested in. I'm somewhere in between. I like to sort of gloss over a couple of the info bits and really have a good look at the actual tanks and exhibits here. But anyway, I'm going to come out of this section now and go into the second one, which should be the World War and trenches story. We've just come through the trench experience, which then leads on into a couple of others, including the horses to horsepower. And yeah, it's a really good way of sort of interactive experience to get you to understand why tanks were needed and sort of how they came about, where they came along, and what they replaced, really. Following that, in the section I'm in now, we are now in World War II war stories. This section's quite good. Again, it's all quite immersive. Like, there's a lot of sets, a lot of dressing, and a lot of information. But this section is really just a big collection of tanks. So let's go have a look. So at the other end of the World War II section, there is this section, which is, I think, very important. It's a memorial section. There is books here that contain all the names of tank crews and armour crews that sadly lost their lives during combat. But it's a really nice little tribute area to remember previous soldiers. And yeah, so let's have a look. So about halfway through the museum, they do have a cafe where you can have a little coffee or a cold drink, just have a nice little fresh and a sit down. And then right next to that, they have their special exhibition area, and that's currently set up for Ukraine and modern warfare and how tanks are involved in that, and just general history and information on the war in Ukraine. The next section we're going to is probably my favourite section, because this is Tanks for the Memories, and this is all about tanks in movies. There's a big empty space here in the middle. This is because this is where usually the tank from Fury sits, but we actually saw it out on the track today. So currently it's just a nice big empty space where it usually is. After Tanks for the Memories, which does include games and toys as well as movies, the last little section is World of Tanks, which is a video game, but they are a massive supporter of the Tank Museum, and they're actually the sponsor for today's event of Tankfest. After that, the very last bit you can do is obviously the gift shop. So that is it for the Tank Museum. I'm going to go back out to the actual festival itself and see what's still going on. Although the shows have now finished, the actual event is still open till 6:30. So there's still plenty to do. So let's go see if we can get up to anything else. So right now I'm in the Tank Conservation Centre. This is where the Tank Museum keeps all its tanks that haven't been restored. It's had donated that it can't display. It's basically their tank warehouse. And my God, there's so many tanks in here. So yeah, let's have a quick look around. This area isn't normally open, but it's a special open event thing for Tankfest. So let's have a look around. So that's it for my day here at Tankfest. I've actually had a really good time. It's my first time doing Tankfest, although as I said before, I have been to the museum before. Yeah, to be honest, I'm actually really impressed with the festival itself. Tank Museum clearly have gone all out, recruited a lot of other people to come help out and be involved. The whole point of the day really is the shows and to raise enough money to keep the museum going, keep them able to keep the tanks running, and put on other sorts of events like this. Really can't fault it. It's a really good day out, even if you're not actually that bothered by military stuff and by tanks. It's a really nice day out. There's still plenty of things to do, interact with. As I say, there's the shows to watch. There's another stage here as well that has songs and performances on. So if you're not bothered by the tanks themselves, there is still plenty to do. There's plenty to do for the whole family, whether you've got kids as well. And yeah, that's it for kind of my summary on the festival itself. Definitely one I would recommend and try and check out. If you're interested. And even then, the actual museum itself is open all year round, and the tickets are actually gift aided tickets. So if you visit once, you can actually come back as many times as you want within the year, just on the one ticket price, which I think is really nice way of doing it. The museum is run as a charity, so you know they're not out to make money from you. They're out to be able to restore the tanks, keep them going. But yeah, definitely an event to check out, definitely a museum to check out. But yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more content coming from me, and then some other content coming from Molly while she's in Florida. But yeah, I'll speak to you soon. Bye.